Reverend Dr. Al Sharpton would like me to let you know that the National Action Network has been and will continue to be with the family of Eric Garner. We've been there from the beginning, and we will continue to be there. Reverend Dr. Al Sharpton had other appointments, but he made it. And the devastation of reliving the video for the family was very overwhelming. And thank God that Reverend was there to console the family. So this is crazy. So I'd like to introduce the president and founder of National Action Network, Reverend Dr. Al Sharpton.
Let me say that for 5 years, this family has had to endure this pain. As I sat there next to Ms. Carr and her daughter, and we had to take them out twice, seeing that film. Pantaleo is not the only one on trial. The City of New York Police Department is on trial. Will you allow someone to stay within the police ranks that is on film choking a man, and it has been stated that caused his death? That's the only question left. And I think it is disgraceful that they have not been held accountable. But all of the groups that have stood with this family, those that are here today, certainly Derek Perkison, who's been here, National Action Network, we pack the courtroom every day. I'll be coming by, seeing the family, standing with them. They thought they would run the clock. We are still here. We'll be here. And again, the NYPD is on trial. What kind of people do you have that are paid for by taxpayers that could cause an unarmed man's death when he's yelling 11 times, "I can't breathe"? And all of these 5 years, this officer has continued to be paid while this family has to relive this. When I saw the same tears in Gwen Carr today, and the sisters and brother of Eric Garner, they were the same tears I saw 5 years ago when I eulogized him at the funeral. We will not ever let this go until some justice is done for this family. Thank you.
Reverend, what would be justice at this point?
I think justice would have been prosecution.
Right.
But I think that the least he should do is lose his job, and there'd be a symbol to this is not tolerated. But he should have been prosecuted.
Right.
He choked an unarmed man begging for his life. So we come together, black, Asian, Latino, white, everybody, all kind of groups, because our very life, we all threatened if Pantaleo can walk out of there and normalize this kind of behavior.
That's right.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I'm not going to speak, but I just want to let you know that Gwen, Eric Garner's mother, is going to be coming down at the lunch break. They have not broken for lunch yet. The first witness is still testifying, but as soon as they break for lunch, Gwen will speak to the press. And until then, all of these beautiful folks from Communities United for Police Reform and other organizations will be chanting, singing, and keeping the energy up in Gwen's honor and in Eric Garner's family's honor.
We ran the order. They say give back. We say fight back. They say give. We say fight back. Get back. Fight back. Get back. Fight back. Get back. Fight back. Get back. Fight back. They say get back. We say fight back. They say get back. We say fight back. Make some noise for yourself, beautiful people. Yeah, sure.
Yes. Y'all ready to join me in the song for Garner? Yes.
police. And we ain't gonna stop till our people are free. No, we ain't gonna stop till our people are free. I still hear my brother saying I can't breathe. Now I'm in the struggle saying I can't leave. Be calling out the violence of these racist police. And we ain't gonna stop till our people are free. No, we ain't gonna stop till our people are free. We could be much louder than this right now, right? They got us standing out here in the rain. They ain't open the doors for us. They ain't open the overflow room for us to be here and support Gwen. So we gotta make sure that Gwen hear us, that all these folks in here hear us, and know that we out here for Eric, right? So if y'all got voice, if you got energy, please be as loud as possible, right? We're gonna sing the song one more time. Cool? 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 I still hear my brothers crying, I can't breathe. Now I'm in the struggle saying I can't leave. Be calling out the violence of these racist police. And we ain't gonna stop till our people are free. No, we ain't gonna stop till our people are free. Also, make some noise for yourself, beautiful. Yeah, more change.
Back up, we want freedom, freedom. All these racist ass cops,
We don't need them,
Back up, we want freedom, freedom.
All these racist ass cops.
We don't need them,
Back up.
We want freedom, freedom.
All these racist ass cops.
We don't need them,
Back up.
We want freedom, freedom. All these racist ass cops. We don't need them,
Back up.
We want freedom, freedom. All these racist ass cops. We don't need them, Back up. We want freedom, freedom. All these racist ass cops. We don't need them,
They push back, we push harder.
We doing this for Eric Garner.
They push back, we push harder. We doing this for
Eric Garner. They push back, we push harder. We doing this for Eric Garner. We push harder. We doing this for Eric Garner.
No justice!
No peace.
No justice!
No peace.
No justice!
No peace.
No justice!
No peace.
No racist
Police. No justice.
No peace!
No racist.
Police!
No justice.
No peace!
No racist.
Police!
No justice.
No peace!
No racist.
Police!
No justice.
No peace!
No racist!
Police!
Period.
Cool. We're gonna do another chant. Folks can repeat after me. I'll do it one time and then we're gonna do it all together. Is that cool? Yeah. Cool. So the chant is protect and serve. That's a lie. Why did Eric have to die? Protect and serve. That's a lie. Why did Eric have to die? Protect and serve. That's a lie. Why did Eric have to die? Protect and serve. That's a lie. Why did Eric have to die? Protect and serve. That's a lie. Why did Eric have to die? Protect and serve. That's a lie. Why did Eric have to die? Protect and serve. That's a lie. Why did Eric have to die? Protect and serve. That's a lie. Why did Eric have to die? Protect and serve. That's a lie. Why did Eric have to die? Protect and
has got to go.
Hey,
One, we are the people. Two, unlimited ladder. Three, we want justice for Eric Garner. One, we are the people. Two, unlimited ladder. Three, we want justice for Eric Garner. One,
We are the people.
two, unlimited ladder. Three, we want justice for Eric Garner.
one, we are the people. Unlimited ladder. We want justice.
One, we are the people. Unlimited ladder. We want justice for Eric Garner.
One, we are the people. Two, unlimited ladder.
We want justice for Eric Garner. One, we are the people. Two,
Unlimited ladder. Three, we want justice for Eric Garner.
One,
we are the people. Unlimited ladder. Three, we want justice for Eric Garner.
one, we are the people.
Two, unlimited ladder. Three, we want justice for Eric Garner.
We are the people. Two, unlimited ladder. Three, we want justice for Eric Garner.
Make some noise for yourself, beautiful people. Make some noise for Gwen Carter that's still inside right now. Make some noise for our brother Eric 5 years later. Thank you, thank you. Cool. What side are you on, my people? What side are you on?
We on the freedom
What
side.
side are you on, my people? What side are you on?
We on the freedom side.
What side are you on, my people?
What side are you on?
We on the freedom side.
What side are you on, my people? What side are you on?
We on the freedom side.
What side are you on, my people?
What side are you on?
We on the freedom side.
What side are you on, my people? What side are you on?
We on the freedom side.
What side are you on, my people? What side are you on?
We on the freedom
What
side.
side are you on, my people? What side are you on?
We on the freedom side. What side are you on, my people? What side are you on?
We on the freedom side.
What side are you on, my people? What side are you on?
We on the freedom side.
side are you on, my people? What side are you on?
We on the freedom side.
What side are you on, my people?
What side are you on?
We on the freedom side.
Side
Cool.
we on.
Make some noise for yourself, beautiful people.
Justice for
Eric Garner.
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 no justice,
No peace.
no racist,
Police.
No justice.
No peace.
No racist.
Police.
No justice.
No peace.
No racist.
Police.
No justice.
No peace.
No racist.
Police.
no justice,
No peace.
no racist,
Police.
no justice,
No peace.
no racist,
Police.
say it with me, y'all, no justice,
No peace.
no racist,
Police.
No justice.
No peace.
No racist.
Police. I said no justice.
No peace. No racist. Police. No justice. No peace. No racist. Police. Go on, make some noise for yourself, beautiful people. Make some noise. We're gonna sing another song. We singing songs out here. It's not about how good we sound, but how powerful we feel, right? So we're gonna sing one more song. Just a note, all of our songs today are created by the Priesthood. So can we get one clap, one round of applause for the Priesthood? So I'm gonna say a line of the song and then I'd like y'all to repeat. Is that cool? Yeah. Is that cool? Cool. Cool. So the first line is, we remember all the people these police kill. We remember all the people these police kill. We can feel their spirits. They're with us still. We can feel their spirits. They're with us still. Cool. And we're just gonna keep repeating those lines, right? Because we know that this action today is about Eric Garner. We're here to support Eric Garner, but Eric Garner's situation exists in a context and the history of police violence against people who look like us, and the history of police violence who attack our communities, right? So yeah, we hear about Eric, but we know that Eric represents so many lives lost in our communities. Can I get a hell yeah? Hell yeah! Awesome, cool. So we're gonna run through this song real quick. to big up Eric and to big up all the other fallen brothers and sisters in our community. Is that cool? Is that cool? Cool. We remember all the people these police kill. We can feel their spirits. They're with us still. We remember all the people these police kill. We can feel their spirits. They're with us still. We remember all the people these police kill. We can feel their spirits. They're with us still. We remember all the people these police kill. We can feel their spirits. They're with us still. We remember all the people these police kill. We can feel their spirits. They're with us still. We remember all the people these police kill. We can feel their spirits. They're with us still. We remember all the people these police kill. We can feel their spirits. They're with us still. We remember all the people these police kill. We can feel their spirits. They're with us still. We remember all the people these police kill. We can feel their spirits. They're with us still. We remember all the people these police kill. We can feel their spirits. They're with us still. We remember all the people these police kill.
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice! When do we want it? Now! If we don't get it, if we don't get it, if we don't get it, shut it down!
Now, I need y'all to have them believe we're going to shut it down. What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
If we don't get it.
Shut it down!
If we don't get it.
Shut it down!
If we don't get it.
Shut it down!
If Eric don't get it.
Shut it down!
If Eric don't get it.
Shut it down!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
If we don't get it.
Shut it down!
If we don't get it.
Shut it down!
If we don't get it.
Shut it down!
If Eric don't get it.
Shut it down!
Give yourselves a round of applause. Woo!
We gonna do one more chant. I like that. We gonna keep doing a lot of chants until Gwen get down here. That's the short story of this. But we gonna do another chant in the meantime. I just like folks to repeat after me real quick. All right? Yeah. All right. Howdy, 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 howdy. Till the coppers gotta go. Howdy, 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 howdy. Till the coppers hit the road. Howdy, 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 howdy. Till the coppers gotta go. Howdy, 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 howdy. Till the coppers hit the road. Howdy, 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 howdy. Till the coppers gotta go. Howdy, 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 howdy. Till the coppers hit the road. Howdy, 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 howdy. Till the coppers gotta go. Howdy, 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 howdy. Till the coppers hit the road. Howdy, 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 howdy. Till the coppers gotta go. Howdy, 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 howdy. Till the coppers hit the road. Howdy, 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 howdy. Till the coppers gotta go. Howdy, 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 howdy. Till the coppers hit the road. Howdy, 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 howdy. Till the coppers gotta go. Howdy, 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 howdy. Till the coppers hit the road. Make some noise for yourself, beautiful people. Cool, yeah. All right, cool. We're gonna jump back into the first song we sang. Folks, remember the first song? Yeah. Cool. I still am.
Can I give a history of this song? Can I give a history? I just want to give you all a history of this song. So after Eric Garner was killed and the Staten Island DA failed to get an indictment of Daniel Pantaleo, well, leading up to that, we were in meetings and meetings and meetings organizing the protest for the day after. We knew it was coming. And Luke, nephew from the Peace Post, was in one of those meetings. And we're sitting there, we're meeting, we're talking planning, and then at the end of it, he says, hey y'all, can I just share this thing? And so he shared it with us, and then we sang it in the streets, and then people across the country sang it in the streets. So just know that history and feel it as we move. Woo! Woo!
Thank you. So can we get another round of applause for the Peace Poets? Amazing. Like there's no movement without art, right? There's no revolution without art, right? So we need our artists, we need our songwriters, our poets, our dancers, our artists. We need all of our digital designers. We need all of them a part of this movement, because without them, then how do we amplify our voice, right? So that's what we're gonna do right now. We're gonna use our collective effort to amplify our voice and sing this song for our brother Eric and his mom in here right now, right? Cool. I still hear my brother crying, I can't breathe. Now I'm in the struggle saying I can't live. We calling out the violence of these racist police. And we ain't gonna stop till our people are free. No, we ain't gonna stop till our people are free. I still hear my brother crying, I can't breathe. Now I'm in the struggle saying I can't leave. We calling out the violence of these racist police. And we ain't gonna stop till our people are free. No, we ain't gonna stop till our people are free. I still hear my brother crying, I can't breathe. Now I'm in the struggle saying I can't leave. We calling out the violence of these racist police. And we ain't gonna stop till our people are free. No, we ain't gonna stop till our people are free. Make some noise for yourself, beautiful people.
I'll look for your cues. I'll look for your cues.
Cool. Protect and serve, that's a lie. Why did Eric have to die? Protect and serve, that's a lie. Why did Eric have to die? Protect and serve, that's a lie. Why did Eric have to die? Protect and serve, that's a lie. Why did Eric have to die? Protect and serve, that's a lie. Why did Eric have to die? Protect and serve, that's a lie. Why did Eric have to die? Protect and serve, that's a lie. Why did Eric have to die?
Can we get everybody in tight together, please?
Cool.
Gwen is coming out, so we're going to sing the I Can't Breathe song as she comes out. And if folks please hold your signs up high while when she's speaking. Darian.
I still hear my brother crying, I can't breathe. Now I'm in the struggle saying I can't leave. We calling out the violence of these racist police. And we ain't gonna stop till our people are free. No, we ain't gonna stop till our people are free. I still hear my brother crying, I can't breathe. Now I'm in the struggle saying I can't leave. We calling out the violence of these racist police. And we ain't gonna stop till our people are free. No, we ain't gonna stop till our people are free. I still hear my brother crying, I can't breathe.
Now I'm in the struggle saying I can't leave. We calling out the violence of these racist police. And we ain't gonna stop
Watch your back.
till our people are free. No, we ain't gonna stop till our people are free. I still hear my brother crying, I can't breathe. Now I'm in the struggle saying I can't leave. We calling out the violence of these racist police. And we ain't gonna stop till our people are free. Till our people are free. We can be louder than that, people. We can be louder than that. I still hear my brother saying I can't breathe.
Stay up front with me.
Now I'm in the struggle saying I can't leave. We calling out the violence of these racist police. And we ain't gonna stop till our people are free. Now we ain't gonna stop till our people are free. I still hear my brother crying, I can't breathe. Now I'm in the struggle saying I can't leave. We calling out the violence of these racist police. And we ain't gonna stop till our people are free. Now we ain't gonna stop till our people are
Sorry,
free.
one moment.
I still hear
Watch the cord.
I can't breathe. Now I'm in the struggle saying I can't leave. Calling out the violence of these racist police.
On the other side of Gwen.
On the other side of Gwen, yeah.
We're next to Christine.
Now we ain't gonna stop till our people are free. Make some noise for yourself, beautiful people. Make some noise. Make some noise for Miss Carr. Make some noise for all the mothers up here today. What do we want? Justice! What do we want? Now! What do we want? Justice! What do we want? Now! If we don't get it, shut it down! We don't get it, shut it down! We don't get it, shut it down! Oh, thank you, beautiful people.
Okay, they only gave us 20 minutes for lunch, so we're running out and have to run back in and go through security and the whole process again. So we're going to keep this short. My name is Loida Colon. I am co-director of Justice Committee. Yesterday was Mother's Day. The day after Mother's Day, Mrs. Gwen Carr, the mother of Eric Garner, is being forced to sit through this trial, to watch the video of Eric being choked to death by Pantaleo, repeated over and over. Not only his mother, but his father, his cousin, and his sister Alicia are all here having to keep watching that video over and over again. Watching Pantaleo's arm around Eric Garner's neck, hearing Eric say he can't breathe. And let's be clear, this is only the trial for Pantaleo. None of the other officers have been charged except for Sergeant Kizzy Adonis. The Garner family has heard absolutely nothing from NYPD around Kizzy Adonis's trial. So what does this mean? There's several other officers, and they're naming them. Other officers who lied on the stand, officers who had their knees on Eric's face, officers who held down his head while he was saying, I can't breathe, and didn't let go. These officers are actually testifying in this trial, but have no charges. Even though it is being said, the role that they played in Eric Garner's murder. This was murder, plain and simple. And it's completely unacceptable.
That's right.
Because this family is here today. How many times are they going to drag in the Garner family to put them through these trials? How long is this family? We're going on 5 years. They should not have to continue to fight for charges against these officers. All of these officers should have been tried at the same time instead of forcing the family to go through this and to go through all of the hearings, all those stunts they pulled last week to try to cancel this trial. Now, there's an important person here that's going to speak after the mother of Eric Garner, and that's Iris Baez. Let's remember that chokeholds have been banned for 20 years when Eric was choked to death. And it's been almost 25 years since Anthony Baez was choked to death by NYPD Officer Francis Lavoti. And his mother, Iris Baez, flew from Florida here to stand with the mother of Eric Garner. And we also have several other families here, like Constance Malcolm, mother of Ramarley Graham, who just went through these same proceedings just a few years ago. We have the families of Muhammad Ba, the family of Akai Gurley. Who else? Is that it? And we also have the mother of Yusef Salam, who's one of the Central Park Five. So we know police violence and abusive policing is an epidemic in this city. Now, without further notice, I'm calling up Gwen Carr, the mother of Eric Garner. And I'm calling you up.
Good evening, everyone. I'm so glad that you all came out to support me, because God knows I need the support. And I'm glad for the support for all the community leaders, just for everybody. It's impossible to name you all, but you're all so great. Out in this weather. But these are just tears from heaven. Eric is crying from heaven because he see his mother and his family out here still trying to fight for justice for him. It's been 5 years. 5 years we've been on the front line trying to get justice, and they're still trying to sweep it under the rug. As Lorda said, they only have one officer on the agenda. We need all the officers who killed my son that day. We all seen the video. We all sit and watch him being murdered. Not nationally, but worldwide. We've seen this, and they're still playing games. They was trying to cancel this trial right up to the very moment.
Right.
That's the games that Stu London is playing. You should have heard him in court today. I won't call him what he is. But anyway, thank you. But anyway, again, thank you for being here with me today. And I'll say more later. Come on, Larry.
Hold on, we're not taking questions yet. We're gonna have the mother of Anthony Baez speak, and then we'll take some questions, and then we have to go. Stay with her.
London is trying to trick Oita, so what he taped is not true. What he said is not true. But we know for the fact that it's true because we're watching it over and over and over. And when they murdered my son, there was no videotape. And London still tried to say the same thing, that my son murdered himself. The same thing he said now, that Eric murdered himself. And that the obesity and asthma killed him, not the police putting him on the ground, putting their feet on their back and neck, not the chokehold. He's always trying to make the officer innocent. But the ones that commit perjury are just as guilty as the one who murdered the person. So we should say they have to go to jail. We, the people, have to make sure that get him fired, and the ones that commit perjury and pure blunt perjury has to be fired too, because those are the future criminals in the police force. And the unions always covered, and they always say it was a black man that killed him. It was Francis X. Labori that killed him. And the people that was around him, his goons, were the ones who covered up. And the mayor should have known. The mayor saw the tape too, so he should have did something. This shouldn't have had to come to court. It should have been thrown out, reprimanded, take him out of the police force and stop. Eric Garner is innocent of his,
It's okay.
Eric Garner is innocent.
He didn't take his own life like the police want to portray in the courtroom.
I know it's hard to be there and see it and hear it all over again, because what they're trying to do is make Eric the guilty one and Pantaleo the innocent one. And we have to say no. We know what we saw.
So we can only take questions for 1 moment.
Ms. Carr, you talked about Stuart London in court. One of the things he said is if Eric Garner had accepted the summons, he would be alive. That's obviously very harsh. Tell us how you received that comment. If he had accepted the summons, he would be alive today.
There's never a summons. They wanted to arrest him.
They wanted to arrest him. They didn't want to give him a summons. But even if he
Illegal
did,
arrest.
it would. Even if he had said, "Okay, I'll go with you," you see how cruel they was. Even if he didn't accept it, they wasn't supposed to kill him. They killed him. That's not a death sentence.
It was an illegal arrest.
It was.
It was a disrespectful question?
Yes, it was. It was. And an illegal arrest. We seen that. They didn't see Eric doing anything that day. If you looked at that, he did nothing that day.
What was it like sitting in court in Pantaleo?
It's very hard. It is very, very hard. You just don't know. It's beyond belief.
We have to make our way
Yeah,
back
we have to go
upstairs.
now.
Thank you.
Justice!
No peace! No peace! No peace! No peace!
I said no justice!
No peace!
No racism!
Police!
I said no justice!
No peace!
No racism! I said no justice!
My name is Hawk Newsom. I'm the president of Black Lives Matter New York. I'm the chairman. I just want to say 5 years later, everything.
No racism! What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
If we don't get it,
Shut it down!
If we don't get it,
Shut it down!
If we don't get it,
Shut it down!
If Eric don't get it,
Shut it down!
If we don't get it,
Shut it down!
what do we want?
Justice! Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
My name is Hawk Newsom. I'm the chairman of Black Lives Matter Greater New York.
Can y'all just tell so we can hear what you got to say? Thank you.
My name is Hawk Newsom, Hawknewsom as in Mary E. I am the chairperson of Black Lives Matter New York. And what I have to say to you is 5 years later, we still have no justice. These people who stand out here protesting have been arrested several times for Eric Garner. People across the country have been arrested for protesting several times for Eric Garner. However, this man still has a job. Why doesn't the country know that this officer still has a job? Is because the mayor of New York City allows this man to have his job. This trial should have happened a long time ago. We're sick of dying out here in these streets. This is a serious problem with America's justice system. There is no reason that we should not have justice. Only a month ago, every Democratic presidential candidate was in New York. Now, where are they now for these families? Every politician that tweeted about this, where are they for these families? They use black people as political pawns, and we're tired of it.
Tell us about the FDR this morning.
This morning, Black Lives Matter New York, Nepal Kielzolu, Justice Selman, Joseph Selman, and myself shut down the Franklin Delano Roosevelt Highway here in New York City. The reason that we did that was so that we can make national news and shed light on the fact that Eric Garner's killer still has a job. That's why we shut down the highway. We, 3 of us, with our bodies, stood in front of countless cars to show the world that numbers don't matter, but passion does. And we encourage everybody in the country to take to the streets and fight for justice for Eric Garner.
Were people like blowing horns in support?
Yeah, there were a lot of people who stuck their fist out of the window. There were people who encouraged us. Actually, the police officer who was there with us said that he believed that Daniel Pantaleo should not have a job. The city is behind us, the country is behind us, but it's time for people of good conscience with good hearts to step to the forefront and say that this can no longer continue.
What's your reaction to the same question that Darla asked Eric's mom, that Pantaleo's attorney is saying had he not resisted, he would still be alive today? What is your response?
I believe that these lawyers who defend these police officers are the best paid parasites on the planet. They actually allow people to get away with murder. And I don't understand how police unions, police lawyers, and I don't understand how police unions and the lawyers can sleep at night. How can they look themselves in the mirror? How can they look at their children and say, hey, what I do is I help cops get away with killing unarmed black people?
Can you spell your name one more time?
Hawk, H-A-W-K, Newsom, N-E-W-S-O, Emerson Mary E. I'm the chairperson of Black Lives Matter Greater New York, and this is Nepal Kiazolu, our president. She's 18 years old with a 3.7.
My name is Nupal Kiazolu. My first name is spelled N-U-P-O-L. My last name is spelled K-I-A-Z-O-L-U. I stepped on FDR at 9 a.m. this morning, protesting for the life of Eric Garner. He was murdered by Pantaleo. But I also went out there for the countless number of black people that are murdered every day by these racist police officers, and they don't receive the same type of headlines. A lot of these people that are murdered by the police every single day are from the hood, and they come from the communities that I come from. So they don't receive the same type of attention. So, you know, Eric's case was extremely tragic, and we caught it on tape. But not all of these cases are caught on tape, so they don't receive the same national attention. So I'm out here for Eric, and I'm out here for the countless number of black bodies that are slain every single day. And as a young black woman in America, I'm here for the future generations of young black people in America. So future generations of young black people don't have to do the same thing that I'm doing today. So they don't have to put their bodies on the line and risk their lives at 18 years old. I should not have to be out here. I should not have to go on that highway to demand justice for Eric Garner and the countless number of black people that are slain every single day, and nothing is happening. I'm tired. We are tired, and we will not be silenced anymore. These people are murderers. These police officers that are killing us every single day need to be held accountable. Pantaleo needs to go to jail. Every single officer that was involved in Eric Garner's murder needs to go to jail, period. Black Lives Matter. Thank you.
We have Darian X from Make the Road New York. Make the Road has been with Eric's family from literally day one, so we just want to hear from him a little bit.
Peace and good afternoon. My name is Darian X. I'm a youth organizer at Make the Road New York. And today we stand here close to 5 years after the death of Eric Garner, where there's been zero accountability for any of the officers who participated in killing Eric. The only person who was actually ever arrested, ever charged criminally was Ramsey Order, the brother who we know who filmed the death of Eric Garner, right? And so this is an attack and violence that we've seen in our communities countless times. Again, from Marley Graham to Amadou Diallo to Delron Smalls, we continue to see the police officers kill people in our families, kill people in our communities. And today we're here to stand with Gwen Carr and to support and uplift Eric's name and say that no longer will we take this, no longer will we just passively sit by as inaction happens, right? As I think famously our brother Eric says, this stops today, right? And so 5 years later, after the death of Eric Garner, no action has happened, no one has been held accountable. We stand by with Gwen Carr and her family for the last 5 years. 5 years supporting, loving, holding, coming to 1PP, having mayors with the Mayor de Blasio, having mayors with Police Commissioner O'Neill or Bratton, whichever one you want to name at this point, but still the NYPD hits us with the rhetoric that there's new policy and we have community policing and they've completely transformed themselves, yet still 5 years later after the death of Eric, they've done nothing to hold their police force accountable, nothing to transform and prevent black lives from dying at the hands of the state. And so we're here to continue to call for justice, here to continue to support all of the amazing community coalitions and groups that have come out in support of Gwen Carr. And we're here to continue to say that justice denied is not justice at all, right? We're here to continue to say that our lives matter, that our communities matter, and that we cannot continue to allow officers to kill people in our communities with impunity, get away with this, and nothing happens, right? So we're here to continue to support justice for Eric Garner and here to continue to support Gwen Carr. Thank you.
Right on, family. Right on.
mental health